I have been testing out so many drugstore hair care products in the recent months. I have a giant pile of products sitting next to me, which means that it's officially time to film this video, which is part 3 of my drugstore hair care favorites and fails series. The title pretty much tells you everything that you need to know about this video today. I am going to walk through everything that I have been testing and let you know which of the products are now considered to be favorites of mine and which ones were fails. L'Oreal EverPure finally launched a clarifying shampoo, and I was so excited to test it out because if you watched my deep dive on L'Oreal shampoos and conditioners, you'll know that I am such a huge fan of L'Oreal EverPure, but I feel like their shampoos just don't give me a deep enough cleanse. And L'Oreal actually knew that I had those thoughts about their shampoos, so when they were planning this launch, they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to test it out ahead of time. Obviously, I said yes. This shampoo contains a combination of a deep cleansing agent called sodium C1416 olefin sulfonate and gentle cleansers. It also has other beneficial ingredients like glycine, citric acid, salicylic acid, and ascorbic acid. So this has chelators for clarifying purposes and ingredients that help to maintain the health of our scalp and our hair strands. This shampoo has a gel texture that isn't too thin and runny, but also isn't super thick or viscous either. It's kind of somewhere in between while still being semi-slippery. I personally find that all of that makes it a really nice and easy shampoo to use, and on top of that, it smells unreal. This is hands down, the best L'Oreal fragrance out of all of their hair care products. I had to take the lid off to get a better whiff. That's how much I love it. Oops, I got it on my nose. Okay, I don't love it that much. Or do I? It has notes of cedarwood, citrus, and neroli, and I don't really know what any of that means other than it's divine. Compared to something like Pantene Volume and Body, which is my point of reference for the most intensely clarifying shampoo I have ever tried, this is definitely milder. I think that this is totally safe to use every single wash. If you are somebody that washes on a daily basis, you'll get a really nice cleanse, but it's not going to be stripping whatsoever. But if you're somebody that needs that intense clean because you have a really oily scalp, I don't think you'll love this one. I would go for something like Pantene Volume and Body or Way Detox. So overall, I would say it's definitely worth a try if you're looking for an effective daily shampoo that smells incredible, or if you're somebody with a normal to dry scalp that's looking for a clarifying shampoo that'll give you a great cleanse but isn't going to be too much for you. They also came out with another product in this launch called the Restore Conditioner. I was curious to check this product out knowing that it was paired with a clarifying shampoo because obviously a conditioner is not going to clarify your hair, but they're not making claims like that about the conditioner. It's really just that this is a system that was designed together to step 1, clarify, and step 2, add some softness back to the hair. I was definitely surprised to see that this is silicone free because I don't think L'Oreal EverPure has any other silicone free conditioners. Maybe one that's like a clean version that you can only get at Target, but I think that's it. I wanted to see what ingredients they were using in place of silicones to help to offer those kinds of benefits that we typically get from the silicones in their conditioners. And all of the conditioning ingredients are very standard and basic, things like fatty alcohols, isopropyl myristate, nothing that's really particularly noteworthy for how it can make your hair look and feel, especially if your hair is damaged. The texture of this is on the thicker side. It's definitely very creamy, but not super buttery or slippy, and that's definitely something I felt like I was missing when I was using this. My favorite conditioners, including those from L'Oreal EverPure, like the Bond Strengthening and the Frizz, have that like slippy, silky effect when you're applying them to the hair, and I didn't get that with this. So I wasn't really surprised that I was not obsessed with how my hair looked and felt after using this conditioner. It just didn't detangle to the level that I needed. It didn't leave my hair looking soft and shiny and silky in the way that my favorite conditioners do. It just kind of fell flat. It's definitely not a bad product. It's just not something that I ever will want to reach for again, but if you do prefer silicone-free conditioning products, you may really love this. Another new L'Oreal launch is from their Elvive range of products, and this is their Hyaluron Plus Pure line. The main claims of both the shampoo and this scalp serum are that they're supposed to help to prevent your scalp from getting greasy for 72 hours, right? Instant results that last up to 72 hours. Yeah. So the Hyaluron Plus Pure Purifying Shampoo contains sodium lauryl sulfate as the primary cleansing agent, citric acid, hyaluronic acid, and salicylic acid. So again, ingredients that are both going to benefit our scalp and hair health. This is a lightweight gel that is thinner and definitely a bit more slippery than Clarify, so I personally prefer using Clarify just in terms of the sensorial experience, but not a bad product to use nonetheless. After using this, I do feel that my hair is like reset, clarified, really nicely cleansed. I definitely enjoy how everything feels after I first use it on that first day. But my favorite clarifying shampoos allow me to go a full 2+ days without my hair starting to look greasy, and that really wasn't my experience with this. I definitely noticed visible grease by day 2. And while it's not a bad thing to have to wash your hair every 2 days, and I will often do that, it's just not something that I feel holds up to my all-time favorite clarifying shampoos that I think do such an amazing job at cleansing that I can go a little bit longer. But that was just my experience with this. My sister really loves this shampoo and she actually likes it better than Clarify, so it just goes to show you never really know how a product is going to work for you. Until you try it, that is. The rehydrating conditioner is not silicone free, which I was excited to see. It actually has lactic acid towards the very top of the label, which is great. That's an awesome protective ingredient for our hair. It also has acetic acid or vinegar, which is something that can definitely make your hair look really nice and shiny. But when I saw that amodimethicone was at the very bottom, I was like, dang it. Because my favorite L'Oreal conditioners all seem to have that towards the very top of the label. And who knows, that could just be a coincidence, but I kind of feel like maybe not. Because this conditioner definitely helped to confirm my suspicion there. It's something that is actually very lightweight. It has like a gel lotion texture, and it's just not a conditioner that I loved for my hair personally. Last in this line is the Oil Erasing Serum, which contains a 6% exfoliating complex, sodium lauryl sulfate, citric acid, hyaluronic acid, and salicylic acid. While I usually love a good scalp exfoliant, this one unfortunately just didn't really seem to do anything extra for me. I did use it several times by itself with this shampoo, and every time I used it, I was like, I just didn't feel like it gave me that oil erasing benefit that it's obviously claiming to give based on the title. This product in particular is also intensely fragranced. It has notes of bright berries, cherry blossom, sweet vanilla, and sandalwood, so it smells really nice. It's just really potent with this one. So something to be aware of if you have a really sensitive scalp or if that's just something that would bother you. So overall, definitely not a launch I am obsessed with from L'Oreal, but that's okay because they have so many other products that I'm obsessed with. Sometimes I get overwhelmed when there's like too much I'm loving. I'm like, okay, how am I gonna narrow it down? And now I don't have to. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to finally sit down and talk to you guys about this set in a long form video. I have been talking about these in Reels and over on TikTok for months at this point, but there hasn't been a good video for me to talk about them in until this one. This is the Dove Intensive Repair Shampoo and Conditioner, and this is hands down a shampoo and conditioner that I was so skeptical to test out solely based on the packaging. And I try really hard to like put any judgments like that aside when I'm testing out drugstore products because I know firsthand that there are so many incredible products at the drugstore, but there's just something about seeing a bottle like this compared to this that makes me not want to try this, you know? And I know that so many of you felt the same way because when I first posted about this, people were not happy. It was very much giving the energy of when I first used to talk about drugstore hair care before it was like more widely allowed, where everyone was like, oh my God, how could you recommend those products? They're horrible for your hair. But it just goes to show that you can't always judge a book by its cover because I not only love these so much, but so many people in my comments have now said, oh my God, wait, you were right. I love them too. The primary cleansing agent in this shampoo is actually something that I don't think I've seen in any of the shampoos I've reviewed. It's a sulfate called sodium 12-13 perith sulfate. But then immediately following that is an extra gentle cleansing agent. So not something I'm concerned about whatsoever. In fact, I like to see it. Gone are the days when I tolerated dirty scalp after shampooing my hair. Those were crazy times. And the reparative ingredients in this include a combination of various acids and coconut oil. Ah, I love those ingredients. So that includes ingredients like sodium gluconate, citric acid, and lactic acid. The shampoo is definitely more of a viscous gel compared to something like the L'Oreal shampoos we just looked at, but it's not thick, it's not heavy, it's not one of those that feels sticky. It has very nice slip, it's really pleasant to use, and actually this smells so good. So that makes it really pleasant as well. It has that classic fresh drugstore hair care smell. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. There's just that like signature smell that drugstore hair care products have, but with a coconut spin. And it smells so good, in fact, that the day after I used this, I was going on a walk with my sister and she kept being like, oh my God, what's that amazing smell? It smells like coconuts. And we realized it was my hair from these. I feel like this is one of the only damage repair shampoos I've tried that has those reparative ingredients and isn't entirely like clear with nothing conditioning whatsoever, that also properly cleanses my scalp. So this has been my top recommendation for anyone looking for a damage repair set that works well for oily hair and hair that's fine or thin, because not only are you getting that good cleanse, which helps to prevent your hair from feeling weighed down, but the conditioner is nice and lightweight. I was a bit worried when I first tried this because it's not super thick and creamy or buttery like some of my favorites, but this perfectly conditions my hair. It's definitely much creamier than something like the L'Oreal Purify conditioner that doesn't work for me. So overall, this is a set that I absolutely love despite not loving this packaging. I hope they upgrade it someday. But if they don't, that's okay. I'm still gonna use it because it's that good. Dove also recently launched a range focused on scalp health called the Scalp Plus Hair Therapy range. They have both a clarifying and hydrating shampoo, and both of the shampoos have the exact same ingredient highlights. They have the exact same cleansing agents. I actually talked with the brand directly about the difference between these two products, and it's just that they vary the amounts of ingredients in each to make the clarifying shampoo better suited for those with really oily scalps and the hydrating shampoo better suited for those with dry scalps. So just like Dove, the cleansing agents in this combine both a stronger cleansing agent and gentler cleansing agents. And the ingredients included in these shampoos that are specifically designed to benefit your scalp health include glycerin, sodium gluconate, niacinamide, zinc gluconate, citric acid, and lactic acid. So a combination of ingredients that can offer you tons of different scalp benefits like hydration, balance of oil production, gentle exfoliation, decrease of inflammation. I'm out of breath. The texture of this is like a moderately viscous gel, if you will. Not super thin and slippery, not super runny, but at the same time, not thick or heavy or extra dense. And the lather with this is so great. It gets extra nice and lathery, which you guys know I love for spreading. That sounded so weird. For spreading. Spreading in your hair. I don't know. I don't have the hydrating shampoo to hold here right now because I actually gave it to my sister. She is really loving it, but super similar to Clarify, just a little bit thicker. The other product in this launch I wanted to highlight is the Fullness Restore Scalp Serum. This has pretty much the exact same ingredients that I just mentioned in the shampoos: glycerin, niacinamide, zinc gluconate, lactic acid, and zinc sulfate. And this feels incredibly hydrating. It really is such a nice serum. It's water-based, so it doesn't have any oily properties that would make your hair look greasy. It dries down really quickly, and it, again, just like feels so nice and refreshing on my scalp. So while I don't think everybody needs a scalp serum, if that is a product that you have been looking to incorporate into your routine and you just want something that's really going to help with the health of your scalp, this is one to look into for sure. Obviously, there are some nods to hair loss with a product like this and the words that they choose to use, like fullness and density. In talking with a brand about this, part of that is that some of the ingredients in this help to temporarily thicken or kind of like plump up your hair strands to give you that illusion of thicker, fuller hair. But on top of that, the idea is that promoting scalp health is in turn going to help to promote healthy hair growth. There are ingredients in this that may potentially help with hair loss, like zinc, but as with pretty much everything, there is a lot more research that needs to be done on that, so I definitely would not suggest relying on this by itself if you are suffering from hair loss. It definitely doesn't hurt to try it out, and it's really easy to incorporate into your routine, so something you may be interested in testing regardless, but just wanted to make sure I was saying that. Oh wait, the smell. All of these products in this range have a very, very sweet smell. And to me, it is like sweet and sugary. At first, I honestly didn't love it, but it has grown on me. Just dropped on my pants. That's okay. And now I actually am obsessed with how this smells. So again, something to just be aware of if you are sensitive to fragrances in any way, shape, or form. Next up, we have the Marc Anthony Repair Bond Plus Rescueplex. I have attempted to say the name of this line so many times and I can't say it. Repair Bond plus Rescueplex, sure. This is a line that is still expanding at this very moment. When I was prepping for this video and looking at details, I was like, oh, they've launched another product already. But the products that I have from this line are the Daily Care Shampoo, Daily Care Conditioner, Concentrated Hydrating Mask, and Repair and Protect Leave-In Treatment. So these products are claimed to be formulated with their trademarked blend of ingredients for damage repair, which they call the Rescueplex Bond Rescue Complex, and a blend of rice bran oil, rosemary oil, hydrolyzed hydrolyzed quinoa and vitamin C for improved moisture, elasticity, and shine. Okay, that's actually nice to see that they are describing the way that these products work in that way, because when I saw an ad for this line, the way that I took it was that they were trying to communicate that ingredients like rice bran oil and rosemary oil are going to repair broken bonds, which they are not. Not that they don't have their own set of benefits, but it's not damage repair. So I'm glad they actually are being clear about that in this description here. They don't really have any details about what the Rescueplex blend is. Obviously it's trademarked, they don't want to disclose that, they don't have to, but they do say that it's going to penetrate deep into the hair fiber to where the disulfide bonds can be restored and protected. My hunch is that a big part of that Rescueplex complex is bis PCA dimethicone. That is an ingredient that has been shown to repair bonds and is used in other bond repair treatments, so that's why I have that guess. And I actually posted a TikTok saying that, like, here's what I think, here are my suspicions. No, rosemary oil and hydrolyzed quinoa are not going to repair broken bonds. Here's what I think is. And the brand actually emailed me directly asking if I wanted to see their testing to kind of like prove these claims, but if I wanted to see it, I had to sign an NDA, which meant that I couldn't share it. So I obviously didn't sign the NDA and didn't see it, because what's the point of me looking at that if I can't share anything about it? Anywho, let's talk about how these products actually worked for me. This shampoo is dense, and this shampoo is heavy. It's definitely the thickest and stickiest shampoo in this video, so I'm sure it's not surprising to hear that I didn't love this. I don't love any shampoo that feels that way. And it's definitely not a shampoo that works well for me in terms of preventing me from getting oily more quickly. The conditioner felt nice enough. It's not super lightweight, it's not super thick, it's somewhere in between, but it definitely didn't detangle my hair as much as I need it to. I actually always ended up with little tiny knots in my hair after using this. So that makes it an immediate no for me. The mask does feel nice. It's not too lightweight, it's not too thick, it's somewhere in between. It coated my hair really well. Overall, no major complaints with this one. But I do have a major complaint about the leave-in treatment, and it's that the nozzle doesn't work. So I feel like I can't really fairly assess this one. The fragrance of these products, I would say, is floral and has some like rose going on. It smells good. So, I did not love this set, as you just heard. It just didn't work out for me and what I'm looking for in hair care products based on my hair and scalp type, but that doesn't mean it won't work for you. Kirkland has a moisture shampoo and moisture conditioner that I actually reviewed several years ago because I kept hearing that these were supposed to be a dupe for Pureology. They are not. Confirmed they are not, but I wanted to test these out again after seeing a bunch of requests to review them, because I was like, I wonder how I'll feel about them now that basically like everything about hair care has changed for me, meaning I have different product preferences, I have different hair care practices, and I'm a lot more educated than I was when I posted this video. So I'm not even going to highlight any ingredient in particular, because look at these ingredients lists. What's going on here, Kirkland? What's this about? Why are they huge? More ingredients is not inherently bad. Less ingredients isn't inherently bad. Like, there's not one that's better than the other. It's just bizarre to see that. I think an argument that people often have when they see an ingredients list like this is like, okay, how much of those beneficial ingredients do you actually have in the formula then? Like, is there really enough for all of them to benefit the hair? Who knows? I didn't formulate these products, but something that makes you wonder. The shampoo is definitely very thick and a little bit sticky, not quite as much as the Marc Anthony shampoo, but still not anything that I enjoyed nonetheless, especially because this just did not give me a good enough cleanse. I literally felt like my hair was dirty after I used it. And the conditioner is also thick and kind of sticky, like balmy sticky. I'm sure you can tell by my face I did not love using this set. My hair felt honestly kind of awful after I used this, and I'm guessing that that is more representative of the shampoo than the conditioner, because no matter what, if you're using a shampoo that's thick and heavy and weighs your hair down and leaves residue behind, you can use the nicest conditioner of all time and your hair may still not feel great. This smell kind of reminds me of how OG Pureology smelled. Pureology definitely has a different fragrance now, but if you were an OG user, I bet you would feel the same way. So that's interesting, but definitely not a dupe. I don't know, guys. There are so many drugstore or affordable hair care products that I am obsessed with. Not these. I have been asked to review the Neutrogena Scalp Therapy Anti-Dandruff Medicated Itchy Scalp Shampoo for a long time. I think they definitely had another one that they discontinued, but this is their newer one or one that's still available. This also has both deeper and gentler cleansing agents in addition to 2.5% salicylic acid and menthol. While I do not suffer from dandruff, as a lot of you know, I am prone to seborrheic dermatitis, and when I decided to test this out, I was having a flare-up of that. So I was like, ooh, perfect timing. We'll see if this helps to minimize itch. And it did, but we'll get to that. The texture of this is like an in-between gel, not too thin, not too thick. And honestly, the one thing about this that I don't love is the smell, because it's something that like doesn't really have a smell despite it having fragrance. Like I can smell something, but it's not in the way that I can with all of these other products. And I just am not a fragrance-free hair care girl. I don't know. There's just like something about the smell of this that I don't love. It's not bad. It's like nothing, which weirds me out with shampoo, just from an experiential perspective. So despite that slight issue, this is actually something that ended up working really well for me. Like I already said, it definitely helped with that flare-up I was having, and it gave me a great cleanse. Similar to my experience with Dove Intensive Repair, I was worried about using this. I was like, this is gonna make my hair feel like crap, but it didn't, and it did a really nice job at helping to prevent excess oil happening more quickly in between washes. So even if you don't have a scaly condition like dandruff or seborrheic dermatitis, but maybe you have a really oily scalp and you struggle to find shampoos that work well for you, you may wanna look into this because you're going to get that effective cleanse with the cleansing agent formulation here, in addition to exfoliating benefits from that 2.5% salicylic acid. Unless you're weird about smell like me, then maybe not. You might want to skip. The Garnier Whole Blends Taming Leave-In Miracle Frizz Tamer is not a product I would typically pick up on the shelf. I don't know, the way that this label speaks to me says like, we're all natural, we're gonna actually make your hair feel like crap. But once I looked into the ingredients, I really wanted to test it out because it has amodimethicone, argan oil, coconut oil, and cacao butter. This is similar to other multi-purpose leave-ins at the drugstore where it has a ton of different benefits listed. It's supposed to help to make your hair more manageable, less frizzy, help to smooth, soften, offer heat protection, etc. But unfortunately, this is not a spray. It's something that I'll just show you. You pump out of the bottle like this. And I just don't love using products like this for heat protection purposes by themselves because I feel like you don't get as even of I feel like it's more difficult to evenly coat your strands and get that heat protection more evenly. But this is making me feel like it's lightweight enough to be put in a spray bottle. Maybe I should try that. Because as you can see, it's like a very lightweight gel and it looks how a lot of leave-in sprays look when they're in the bottle. So even though I am a huge proponent of using a leave-in spray, I wanted to give this a fair test by itself. So I still applied this in the same way that I would a spray and that I worked in really small sections, tried to be meticulous about evenly applying it to my hair. But even still, I just did not have the same experience that I do with my favorite sprays. My hair didn't have that same really soft, silky look and feel. It wasn't super easy to detangle. Just all in all, not something I was impressed by. And last for this video, we have a couple of products from the John Frieda Frizz Ease line. First is the Frizz Ease Daily Nourishment Leave-In Conditioner. This contains amodimethicone, argan oil, coconut oil, and moringa oil, so some awesome ingredients for hair health. What I love about this is that it's a really lightweight spray, so it's not something that weighs down my hair, feels heavy or sticky, but compared to my other favorites from the drugstore, like the L'Oreal 21-in-1 spray or the Pantene Miracle Rescue spray, this one I would say is like a step below those for me personally. I would still definitely say this is a good product. It's just like not at the same level as my absolute favorites. And last is the Frizz Ease Serum, which also has argan oil, coconut oil, and moringa oil. I'm gonna put some of this in my hair right now, shall I? This is something that I really enjoy. If you are looking for something that feels like a serum, this is not going to be for you because it definitely just feels like an oil, but it's a nice oil at that. It doesn't feel greasy. It doesn't weigh down my hair if I use the right amount of product. Obviously, any oil is going to make your hair look heavy and weigh down if you use too much. But compared to something like my beloved OGX Extra Strength oil or that thicker Moroccan oil, this one's definitely a little bit lighter weight. So one to look into for sure if you've tried both of those OGX oils and they just feel a bit too heavy happy for you. All right, those are all of the drugstore hair care products I have been testing out behind the scenes. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you interested in testing any of these products out? Were you before watching this video, but now you're going to skip on them after seeing this? Let me know any other drugstore hair care products you would like me to review for part 4 of this series. And if you enjoyed this and would like to see more content like this from me, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, click on that notification bell, and send my channel to a friend. Thank you so much for your support in doing those things. It truly means the world, so I appreciate it so much. Thank you for watching my videos. I love the freaking heck out of you guys. Make sure to stay tuned for my next one because that will be up in a few days. But until then, I hope you have a great few days.